Okay, so we're going to quickly unbox this Ender 3 Pro. This is unlike the one we did earlier. This is a filament printer, and I thought we would get both. Unlike the Nova 3D resin printer, this one is fully self-assembled. Okay, let's see what we've got. Well wrapped. Okay, we have the after sales service card. Looks like the display panel and electronics. This has been around for a few years now, and there are dozens of different 3D printed parts to add to it. And if we just have a quick look at the control panel, the back is open, and one of the options is to print a cover for it, which I think would be a sensible thing to do. So we have the control panel. Don't know how much of this is coming out on its own. That is the power supply. Again, I think one of the projects is a cover for the fan, a fan shroud of some sort. Don't see much in the way of any identifying marks. Looks like it's probably under there. Have some rails. We have some stepper motors. Some nylon wheels on bearings, sealed bearings. Have a limit switch there. Actually, that is the print head mechanism, isn't it? Yeah, so closer look at that. Again, all sorts of upgrades available for this. Get out. So there's nothing more in that tray, but we've got a whole other layer underneath. Gonna need a bit more room here, I think. So we have 3 wheels. We've got a cooling fan. Oh, this is the print head nozzle. There is an upgrade for this PTFE pipe. So a replacement. In fact, I think I've got a whole replacement head here. Okay, so then we have a whole bunch of cables attached. Let me sit down here and have a closer look. A lot of this is already built. And we have stepper motor, we've got a belt, more cables. Spin this around a little bit. Okay, so we've got what it is. Build size. So it's the Ender 3 Pro. The build size is 220 by 220 by 250. The machine size is 440, 465. Molding technology FDM. Don't ask me what that means. I can't remember. Rated power 270 watts. Well, obviously mains. 4 amp. Weight is 7 kilos. Obviously made in China. All of these are labelled with letters, so that is good. This has a magnetic tray. That looks like it is an aluminium bed, but with a plastic sheet stuck on top of it. There is a replacement for this, a glass bed, which I have, but I think a lot of people like this magnetic bed, although apparently it's quite hard to align. Anyway, and so here we have a filament holder. Again, there is a nice upgrade for this, with bearings and all sorts of other things. We have another stepper motor. Creality, I think that's how you pronounce it. That is the make. And that's also what's written on here, but I'm not sure they'll be making their own stepper motors. We have whatever that is with sealed bearings. Okay, we have, I don't know what that is, there's a little sub PCB there. Oh, it's got a limit switch on it. There's some sort of switch there. I don't know whether that's some test filament, looks like it is. There also seems to be a USB stick in there, and another bracket with bearings on it. Again, I'm not sure what that all is at the moment. We then have a mains cable, and again they have got a UK plug on there, which is excellent. So that's both the resin printer and this one have a UK plug. Okay, there is another bracket there. Absolutely no idea what that is for. Obviously screws on somewhere. A little spatula. That's pretty hideous looking thing. 38mm apparently. Yeah, don't like the look of that very much. We'll put that to one side, and then we have, I've got some more rails, and a rod that just fell straight out in between them. I don't even know where that was actually. Was that just stuffed? Oh, I see, it was just stuffed down the middle of these. Okay, that's that. Another bag of bits. Oh, absolutely loads. Nuts and bolts and gears and, oh jeez. Yeah, it's going to take some time to put all this together. And then we've got some tools and spanners and cable ties. It looks like some cutters like we got on the Nova 3D printer. I think is that? So yeah, I'm not sure what to say really. It's looks like a lot of work to be done to get this together. I'll have a quick look in these bags. Okay, so what have we got? Well, we certainly have a... Oh, this is an SD card actually plugged into a USB adapter. So that's that. No doubt with the software, etc. A nice little bracket with some screws. This must be, these little captive nuts must go into these rails and lock in place. Some nice bearings on there. Oops. We have some, well, these are the little bits that go onto the print head that the PTFE pipe goes into, and we've got one nozzle. I've got a box full of nozzles as spares. So that's that. We have another, that's the circuit board with limit switch, I think. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that is plastic. Captive nuts on there again, and that limit switch. Don't know why it's plastic. I would have thought metal would have been better, but there you go. We have some white filament, not very much, but probably useful for a little test drum. Vacuum wrapped. This stuff has to be kept in a dry, cool atmosphere. The drier the better. I think a lot of people have their own big plastic tubs with a lid, and they put a desiccant in there to keep it really, really dry. Yeah, that looks a bit cheap and nasty. I don't like that. That is for the spool, the filament spool to sit on, and I can see why people have upgraded that with one that fits on the side and has bearings. Now that is a metal bracket rather than plastic. I guess this is doing a lot more work, and plastic wouldn't be acceptable. No idea what the three bearings are there for. Perhaps that is part of the moving system up and down. I really have no idea at this stage. Go back in there. So rails, tube. That is a very it is the threaded rod. Well, it's not threaded, you know, it's the drive. That would be the what? Z axis. Yeah, Z axis rod that's protected with the rubber pipe. We have, oh, let's unwrap these. Not going to hurt, is it? Hopefully I'll be able to make this up over the coming days. So there we have some aluminium sections. A few scratches and marks on it, unfortunately, but that's going to happen. What can you do? Anodized, I guess this is. Same the other side. Slightly different holes screwed and tapped into the other side. So different lengths, are they? No, same lengths. So that's that. Let's go for this bag here. So in this one we have, I just think some cheap side cutters by the looks of it. I had these in the other printer, so yeah, so just some cheap side cutters. We have a tiny little spring loaded, well, it's not spring loaded, it's coiled around it. It makes it look like a spring at that end, but that is for clearing the nozzles out. I think the nozzles, standard ones are 0.4. We've got some cable ties, some spanners, little screwdriver, and some Allen keys with these little ball ends. So appear to be reasonable quality. Okay, what else have we got? Have we done this bag? No, we haven't done that bag, I don't think. Quite a bit in this one. So we have, okay, so screws, all clearly labelled. I don't know whether you can see that on the camera. M4x18. We have some, it says MS type nut, so they are captive nuts, obviously go in the rails. We have another selection of M525s, play mats it says, profile cover. Yeah, they obviously cover the ends of something, but not entirely sure what. Some screws, M5x8, M5x45, M4x20, and what is that? Oh, it's a belt. It's a small drive belt. Not quite sure how that is joined up at the ends. It's just, oh, I see. Yeah, you'll just tuck those over something and it'll be held in place. It's not a continuously looping belt, so it will never get to the metal ends there. So that is all good. Again, that is the cover. Okay, so it is a rotary encoder type affair with push button. Not sure it needed to be quite that big. Is it a rotary encoder? Yeah, it is. Just wondered why they would have the little slot in the dial if it's a rotary encoder, because it doesn't really matter which way round it is, does it? Kind of pointless. So everything is done on these chips, the little blobs, the display and everything. Not a hell of a lot on there. Let's have a closer look at the soldering. It all looks good to me. EXP1, EXP2, EXP3 connectors at the top. Protected on the other side, you might not be able to see it, with some sort of cloth tape. 22nd of the 4th 2020 is the quality control date. So yeah, all looks absolutely fine. Protected screen, we'll have that cover off at some point when it's all up and running. Obviously substantially more to do on this one as far as the build is concerned. You've then got to align everything and I suspect make some 3D printed parts yourself when it is up and running, just to improve things. I wonder what that is going to take you to. Probably the build instructions. Oh, I see. The so the filament will come through here, and that's spring loaded, so the filament is grabbed between that bearing and the knurled gear there, and then it comes out the other side. So yeah, interesting. Should be a lot of fun getting this put together. Don't see any make or anything on this. I see lots of terminals, screw terminals in there. I don't suppose you're going to be able to see them. Maybe you can, I don't know. Feels good quality. And that just really leaves us with the little stepper motor. Very smooth and quite weighty. You see the split, the cut through that. And then we really just have this small booklet which contains absolutely nothing, so you obviously don't get any instructions very much at all. Oh, hang on, no, there are the instructions. Oh my god. So a fold out sheet of instructions. So we have the parts list, and hopefully that tells us what they all are. It doesn't actually, it just shows you what they are on there. I would have liked a little list of all of the names of parts. Select the correct voltage. No, I don't remember seeing a voltage selection on here. Oh yeah, there is, just in there. It's already on 230 volts. So yeah, basically lists everything that you should have. So this is the Ender 3 Pro. It's FDM, printing speed, precision 0.1 millimeter, slice thickness 0.1 to 0.4. So you can see that the Nova 3D printer over the back there is far higher resolution than this one. Nozzle diameter is the standard 0.4 as we thought. Nozzle temperature up to 250, bed temperature up to 100. Working mode online or TF card offline. File formats, yeah. All looks okay. Resume print, yes. So if it all goes pear-shaped, it can resume the print. But filament detector is no. So if the filament runs out or anything odd happens with it, you're on your own. The build looks pretty straightforward, but I am sure I'm going to be referring to the plethora of YouTube videos where this is stepped through in great detail. The instructions do look pretty clear, but it's sometimes better to see somebody else doing it. Yeah, there is the step 11. They're talking about the mount for the filament on top of the machine, and I think a lot of people have actually changed the position of the filament spool to the side of the machine. It's more of a natural flow for the filament apparently. There's the belt I was talking about. how to feed two ends through and hook that up. Yeah, that all makes it look very simple, but I think I know that it isn't quite as simple as that's making out. We have a thick after sales service card, again with a, I think that is the same scanner ball thing that we've got on there. Yeah, 12-month warranty, consumables, 3-month warranty, giveaways, etc. have no warranty, so there's no warranty on the card reader, card, USB cable. I don't remember seeing a USB cable actually. So yeah, okay, so I think we are done. That was just supposed to be a quick unboxing. I'm not sure I am going to film the build. There's too many other people that have done it already. Not sure another one is going to benefit anybody, to be honest. I might film anything that is odd that might catch somebody out during the build. Again, probably it's already been done. Yeah, really looking forward to building this. Very strange little fan there. There's one there, a big one, normal one, and then a small one there. All very well. I'm sure it'll all become clear what it's all for at some point. We'll get it up and running in its standard guise, and then once we've got things working, we will then start upgrading bits and pieces and printing bits and pieces for it to help the upgrade. I'll just have a quick look at these parts, and then that is everything looked at, I think. Oh, come on, how hard can it be? Oh, for God's sake. Should have kept the blade ready. Come on. Well, I can't complain about the wrapping. It's been done quite well. Finally, there we go. Yeah, nicely made, nicely machined. You can see they've taken some of the sides out as well. Obviously for a reason. Perhaps captive nuts go in there, and that needs to be cut out like that. Don't know. Just not sure at this stage. This one looks pretty much the same. So yeah, there we go. That's a quick look at the Ender 3 Pro. What do you get in the box?